This session we're going to take a look at tabs, not to be confused with the tabs on the ribbon and elsewhere, but tabs is a short form of the word tabulation, a term used by typists to indicate points in a document, specifically in a line, where text be consistently inserted. They allow us to produce good-looking documents easily without the need to keep tapping the space bar. Okay, almost ready to go. As Columbo would say, there's just one more thing. It's important to be able to see the ruler when you're using tabs. The ruler, that's this thing here. Sometimes that's hidden, and I'll hide it here. I'm clicking on this little icon on the right, which is the view ruler icon, and if I click on it, it appears. So make sure you've got that visible before you go any further. Okay, where are we going to find the tabs? Well, they are in the paragraph control, and there are two places for that. First of all, it's on the home ribbon here. We've got paragraph control here. We're going to be using that, but we've also got paragraph control in the page layout. So there it is on the page layout ribbon. So two places where we can find it. Okay, let's go to the home ribbon. Paragraph layout, and I want to see a little bit more in the paragraph because it's not actually in any of these quick items here. If I click on the bottom right there, I actually produce the whole of the paragraph dialog box, and down at bottom left here we've got the tabs button. So I click on that, and here now I've got the tabs dialog box. So this is where we can set tabs in our document. And I'm going to put two tabs in here. I'm going to put one tab at 4.5 centimeters. Note I'm not bothering to type the centimeters bit. This tab, I'm going to have a left tab. There it is. There's a left alignment. So once you've selected the position, you've got the opportunity then to decide what sort of tab you want. 5 sorts. 4 which are proper tabs, and 1 the bar, which we'll come to later. Right, what are they? Left tab means that at the point that the tab is inserted in a document, in this case 4.5 centimeters from the margin, at that point you will start typing and the type will move from left to right. If I used a center tab, I'm simply clicking on the radio button there, the center tab, that means that at 4.5 now, as I type, text will be evenly distributed either side of the tab. And the right alignment means that when I insert text, it will go from right to left, the sort of thing you might have on a date if it was on the right hand side of the page. The decimal tab allows you to insert costs, for example, and the tab will align itself around the decimal point. So in a list of prices, the decimal points will be nicely lined up. The last one here, the bar, I don't regard that as a true tab because it isn't something you actually type with. What the bar tab does is to put a vertical line at the tab point. So were I to use bar here, I would put a vertical line at 4.5 centimeters in the line you're working on. So the difference between that and the other tabs is the other tabs you actually use. You physically type at the tab stops. With the bar, it's to put the line there, and it's got nothing to do with the typing. In fact, you could type through it. Okay, so let's put a left tab there. So I click on the left. Now, because I've got a left tab, and everything apart from the bar actually, I've got the opportunity to set what's called a leader, which means that if I go from one tab to the next, I can either have a blank space, I can have a dotted line, a hyphen line, or an underscore line. So for this one, I'm not going to have any leader, but the opportunity is there. So let's set that. Okay, so I click set. You can see it's decided centimeters. 4.5 centimeters in from the left margin. I've got a left tab with no leader. If I didn't want that, if I wanted to get rid of that, I could click on it and clear it. If I've got a lot of stuff there, I can clear it all just by clicking clear all. Now I want to put in another tab. This time I'm going to put a tab at 12 centimeters, so I simply type 12. And this one I'll make a decimal tab. Okay, so that means that at 12 centimeters, a decimal point, if there's one there, will be placed, and the text will align itself around the decimal point. So let's set that. Well, before I set that, let's make that a dotted leader, a dotted tab. Okay, so I click on set. There's my two tabs, and I can click on each one of them to see what they are and change them if necessary, and click OK, and job done. So if we look at the ruler bar now, see the importance of this. We've got the left tab at 4.5, and we've got the decimal tab, a little vertical line there with a dot next to it. That's the decimal tab at 12. So let's put some text in there so we can see what effect it has. Let's press the tab key to jump to the first tab. You notice you've got this arrow here. That's simply there because it indicates the tab. If I were to click on the marker up here, it disappears. Right? This marker here is useful to see what's happening there, because the little left to right arrow indicates it's a tab, and this little marker means it's the end of the paragraph. Okay, so let's type something. Tab 1, say tab 1, and now I'm going to jump to the other tab at 12 centimeters. So I press the tab key again. This time, remember, we put the leader in there, the dotted leader, so the dots appear between the two. This is a decimal tab, so if I put 23.34, that decimal point is at 12 centimeters. If I were to do another line, tab 2, and jumps there, if I'm allowed to put 345.9, you can see the decimal point is now underneath, put another note in there, underneath the previous one. So it allows me to produce quite nice documents without having to put lots and lots of spaces. Welcome to the Gioconda Word 2010 sessions. We've had a quick look at tabs, where they are and how we can get at them, and now we're going to look at the exercises that come from that. Okay, now for the exercises. To do these exercises, you're going to need to download a file, a Word file from our website. The file name is extab, exercise tab, extab 1-3, and that can be found at www.gioconda, Giaconda, gioconda.org.uk. Look for the download menu on the front page. Okay, what are the exercises? Well, there are 3 exercises we're going to look at. These are about laying out a memo, a sales sheet, and a menu. So let's look first at the memo. The tab settings we're going to be using here are 4.5, 7.5, and 8.5. They're all left aligned. So let's find the tab button. We know it's in the paragraph control. There's the paragraph control on the home or on the page layout ribbon. But here we're on the home ribbon. I'm going to click on the right hand button there at the bottom of the paragraph control to bring up the whole paragraph menu, whole paragraph dialog box. Bottom left here we have the tabs button, so I click on that, and here we get our tab positions. There are already some in there, so first thing I'm going to do is clear those. As I said, we want to set the tabs at 4.5, 7.5 and 8.5. So let's do that. 4.5 centimeter tab. It's left aligned. That's what we want. No leader. So we click set. The next one is at 7.5. 7.5. Again, left aligned. No leader. Set. And the last one is at 8.5. So we put 8.5. Left aligned, no leader, set. So there are 3 tabs, and if you look on the ruler, you can see there's one at 4.5, one at 7.5, and one at 8.5. So the exercise asks us to put in some text around that, and you can see it's a form of a memo. So we've got to, from, date and subject, and we've also got the body of the memo down below. Please read the tab, whatever. Okay, so let's go and do the first little bit. Well, the first little bit doesn't involve tabs. It involves writing the word assignment list. Okay, and pressing enter, and of course correcting the spelling on assignment. That's the top, and I want to actually center that. So there we go. So that hasn't affected the tab position. It hasn't had anything to do with the tabs. It's just given me a standard centered assignment list. While we're passing, that should be in all caps, so I shall grab hold of it, and I'll go up to the all caps button in the font control, and I'll just quickly convert that to uppercase. So there we go. Back down, we press the enter key, and we see we carried the paragraph, sorry, the tab markers to the next line. And now we're going to add our text. The first thing to do, of course, is to jump to the first tab insertion point. You do that by pressing the tab key. That's the 2 arrows on the left hand side of the keyboard. Next to the Q, you've got 2 arrows pointing in different directions. That's the tab key. So we've gone to the first tab, and we're going to write 2. We then go to the next tab and put a colon, and we click the next tab and type all employees. So that's the first line done, and you can see we've got those little arrows there telling us that that's where the tabs are. Okay, the next, press enter, the next line is the from. So we tab to the first point, from, tab, colon, tab, and my name. There we go, and so on. I'll type the rest quickly for you. There we go. I've typed the rest of the document for you to see. The first line is centered, nothing to do with tabs. Although if I click in that line, you can see the tabs are there. The second line, we tabbed through, and we've seen that to get the 2 colon all employees laid out. And I've gone on and typed in from, date, and then the body of the text. So that's pretty much the first exercise done. Okay, now we're going to look at exercise 2, and rather than get a new document for that, I'm going to give us a new page. To do that, I'm going to hold down the Control key and press enter. So Control, that's CTRL, usually on the left hand side of the keyboard, and enter. So I've got myself a new page. And here we go. Now going to look at exercise 2, which is some sales data. In the sheet that I mentioned earlier, it's labeled tab 2. Okay, again, what we're doing here is laying out some tabs, And there's a little bit of a quirk in this one. The first line, May sales, is centered. The second line is tabbed, but the tabs are at 3 centimeters, 7 centimeters. They're both left aligned. The one at 12 centimeters is center aligned. That applies to the first line, but then the first line of the document, the header line, if you like. Below that, we've got the items, and although they're tabbed at 3, 7, and 12 centimeters, the difference between the 3 lines for the data and the header lines is that the 12 centimeter tab for the header line is centered, and the 12 centimeter tab for the data is actually right aligned. And the reason for that is it just changes, effectively indents the numeric data. So the word quantity is differently aligned from the numbers 2, 4, and 1. So let's go on and look at that, and hopefully it'll all become clear. Okay, we've got the need now to put some tabs in. I'm going to put them in right at the beginning, even though for the first line, May sales, I'm not going to actually use the tabs. So what tabs have we got? 3, 7, and 12. Okay, so we go to the paragraph control. We're in the home ribbon, paragraph control. Click just down the bottom of the paragraph control here to pull up the paragraph dialog box. And then down on the bottom left, we've got the tabs button, I'll click on that to bring the tabs up. This is the tabs dialog box. So 3, 7, and 12. 3 and 7 are left justified, and in for this line, or for this start, the 12 tab is actually centered, not left or right aligned. Let's pop them in then. 3 centimeters. Left align, that's left. There's no leader here, so we can just click set. The next one is excuse me, 7 centimeters. Again, it's left, so let's set that. Left aligned. And the last one, 12 centimeters. Here we want this to be centered. Okay, so there we go. Centered it, set it. Okay, job done. So there are our tabs, and you can see the first two at 2 and 7 are left aligned, and the one at 12 is center aligned. As I said, for the main title, May sales, let's put that in, May sales, that actually is not tabbed. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to center it. Because this is effectively a paragraph, I don't have to change the paragraph marker. Okay, so I can just click on center, and it's centered. I don't have to highlight the whole thing. So May sales is centered, and I'm going to press the enter key to give us a new line. You can see the tabs still remain at the top, but of course we're centered now because we centered it in the last line. So let's put that back to left justified. Click in there. Okay, so that's it. One final thing here. I'm just going to highlight May sales and make it bold. Right, the next line is the header line for the columns: item, code, and quantity. So put those in. Now I'm going to type them pretty much as we would. Whoops, except because I want to use the tabs. Naughty boy. Press tabs, type item, tab again, code, tab again, quantity. Okay, and for everything that's typed so far, you can see that I've got them in all caps, all capitals, and bold. Let's grab that line and make it bold. To make it all caps, I go up to the font control, these large A and capital A and small a next to each other. If I click on the little downward pointing arrow to the right of that, you can see I can choose to make it uppercase. And I'll go back and do that to the previous line, make that uppercase as well. Okay, now of course when I press enter now, everything I type is going to be in bold, and it's also going to be in uppercase. So I don't want that for the items that I'm typing. So firstly I'll click off bold, then I'll go up to the case button here, and I will see sentence case, lowercase. I'll just have sentence case. That's the normal typing that we would do. So let's put some items in there. First one is laptop, and the code for that is, press the tab key to go to the code, P5329. P5329, tab, and the quantity is 2. Okay, now this tab is centered, but as I said in the beginning, I actually don't want it centered. I want the 2 to be right justified. So I'm going to change that. Now I'm sitting on the tab itself, but I'm actually going to go into the paragraph control, paragraph dialog box, click that to bring it on tab, to bring up the tabs dialog box, and I'm going to change 12 centimeters. You see here it's centered, but because this is in the data side of the table, I'm going to actually make that right justified. Okay, so there we go. Not a big change, but a slight change, and an important change, because we're entering data. Okay, next line, tab, we go to PC sold. Next line, PS200, that's the code, PS200. And now on the sheet there, it's 4 we type in there, 4. But if I type in 40, you can see the hundreds, tens, and units column remain intact, and that's the reason for the right tab there. Wouldn't it be nice to sell 400 of those? No, we've settled for 4. That's more than we usually sell in a month. Anyway, right, okay, let's go down to the next line. Tab, first tab, and this is EX, external hard drives. That's what that little bit is, a code in itself. And this is a BUF, it's a Buffalo drive, IT, and tab, and we've sold one of those. So there we go. So that's that exercise done. That's another one under our belt. So that's the second tab exercise done. Now we're going to have a look at the very last one. This is the menu, the starter menu that is on the document sheet. So what are the tabs setting for this? Well, the first tab is at 2.5 centimeters, and it's a left tab, and the second tab is a 12 centimeter tab, and it's a decimal tab. So as we did earlier, let's give ourselves a new page to do that. So I'm holding the control key down, I'm going to press enter. There you go, we've got a new page, and let's scroll up so we can see it a bit better. Right, as we've done with the other two exercises, I'm going to set the tabs first and then decide how we're going to use them later. The first, the tabs we're going to use here, as I said, are 2.5 and 12 centimeters. 2.5 is a left aligned tab, 12 centimeters is a decimal tab. So again, we need to open up the paragraph dialog box, which I do by clicking on the arrow there at the bottom right, and in the paragraph dialog box down the bottom left we have the tabs button. So click on tabs. They're the tabs from the previous work, so I'm going to clear those, and now we're ready to enter our tabs. So the first one starts at 2.5 centimeters, so let's put 2.5 in at the position, and that's a left tab, and it's already identified as a left tab, so we can set that. The next tab is at 12 centimeters, so I'll enter that in, and this is going to be a decimal tab, so 12 centimeters there. In the alignment buttons we choose the decimal. This time we're also going to have a leader, so we're going to have a dotted leader, a dotted tab, so we click on the 2 button there to give us a dotted leader, and we'll set that. Okay, so there we go, and we can see our tabs here. We've got the left aligned tab there at 2.5, and we've got a decimal tab at 12. The first line of the menu is the word starter, so we shall put that down, starter, and that is bold and centered, so let's center it with the, again that's in the paragraph buttons there, center button there, and I'm going to do this in a slightly different way than I did with the other two, so I want to make this bold, but I'm going to highlight the whole word. As I let go, can you see I get the mini bar coming up there, and I can click on bold there, so that saves me having to go up to the font control at the top. Nice little feature. Okay, so I've created the first line. I'm going to press the enter key. The tabs have carried down, there they are in the same place, but of course I'm in bold and centered and I don't want that, so I'm going to unclick bold, and I'm going to move the from center to left justified. So there we go, that's done. Now I can tab and type what I want to. So the first one, press the tab keys, and the first one is the soup of the day. S-O-U, soup of the day. So that's a 2.5 left, and now I press the tab key and it jumps to the decimal tab, and I can add in there pound symbol, £3, oh sorry, £1, £1.75, not 76.75. Press the enter key. The next is smoked salmon, so I press tab key, smoked salmon, tab key again, and that's going to cost $3.95, 3.95. So you can see what's happening. I hope the cost there is being aligned underneath the tab, underneath the decimal point. Next one is garlic bread. Garlic bread, tab across to that, and that is £1.50. Okay, the next one is prawn cocktail. Prawn cocktail, and that is £2.75. And the final item there is, press the tab key, garlic mushrooms. Garlic mushrooms, and that is £2. Excuse me, £2.25. No, whoops. Forgot the decimal point. £2.25. Okay. So there we go. There's our starter menu. That's tab 3 exercise tab. Hope that's helped you with placing tabs in documents. And I'll look forward to the next little exercise. Bye for now.